This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Do not forget to subscribe, and do not forget to smash the like button. Share it if you can, too. Hope you guys are having a great day today. We got Lil Reese. This is a case of when keeping it real goes really left, okay? He's been trying to keep up this image that he is the Grim Reaper of Chicago. I think academics labeled him that. And, you know, he's been trying to keep this up, but he keeps taking loss after loss after loss, okay? I think it all started... It really started when those guys jumped him and it looked like he creamed his pants, okay? Then he got caught in traffic, which is kind of ironic because he made a song with Chief Keef, I think, called Caught in Traffic, right? Or called Traffic. He got caught in traffic, drove himself to the hospital, and that's why his voice is so messed up now. So now, not only did he get caught in traffic, now he can't even rap. He can't even make music. Then, this most recent thing, you got him in a hot vehicle. The guys come and try to get the vehicle. Some type of shootout ensues. The cops come. He's bleeding on the ground, looks weak. And it's just crazy. I think his girlfriend even called after that, did a domestic thing on him. This is the girl that was riding with him. Tekashi's constantly having him in lives and stuff, and he keeps telling on himself, showing a 30, when he shouldn't even have that because he's a felon, right? So he shouldn't have that, telling on himself. He's going to get himself in trouble. And you're basically talking to the feds when you get on live with Tekashi. So it's like you're really telling on yourself. So he does this interview. Tekashi comes up and he says, "We ain't going to talk about that." No, now he doesn't have that Godfather voice. We ain't going to talk about. Now he's talking like, "We ain't going to talk about that." Right? So, of course, Tekashi comes in the comments and he says, these bullets changed his voice. Then he says he sounds like a mouse. It's like, but like Lil Reese, his voice is totally, it's over. It's over, man. Like, it's sad because he should have left Chicago. If he had all that beef in Chicago, he should have left when he first got that money when he was signed to Def Jam. Now he's independent, kind of stuck in Chicago, and he should really just leave. You got too much beef. And you really hurt your image by not leaving because you continue to get in situations. I was into Lil Reese when he first came out. I thought he was dope. But it's like, now it's like, dude, you're taking too many L's. It's weird. You're always trying to prove you're one way. And when you keep trying to prove you're one way, it just looks desperate. He should have just kept, and then you got Tekashi always trolling this guy. I don't know. Hopefully he gets it together. Hellrell's back. He goes to John Castellano's mansion. I think it was in, where was that mansion? It was some part of Long Island, or was it? Oh, no, it was in Staten Island. Yeah. And he shoots a little, pretty good freestyle there, so go check that out on his Instagram page. Then we got YNW Melly's case is actually coming up. There's a lot. This case could go either way. It depends on his legal team. What it looks like, allegedly, is that he had something to do with his friend's passing. He was in the car with them or something. They weren't. The cell phone towers showed he was in a remote location where a drive-by wouldn't have happened, and they're doubting that somebody drove all the way out there to do a drive-by on them. They're thinking that he had something to do with it. There's evidence that could go either way. There's evidence that refutes that, and there's evidence that's for that. Also, there's a lot of like out of court statements that are being added to the case. The prosecution found ways to add it to the case. I think statements he made on his phone to himself, like voice notes. That's crazy. Why would you do a voice note on a crime? And then he even had a song kind of about this, right? Remember? And then his friends allegedly had a threat on his mother, and they think that he acted on that in the car that day. Then there's a bunch of stuff about like casings outside the vehicle, the cell phone tower evidence, things that were said out of court by his co-defendant. It's just a crazy case. He wasn't let out on bail. His co-defendant was $70,000. He can't get bail. We'll see. It's up to his defense. No matter what, it's up to how the case is presented and defended, so we'll see what happens, but there's a lot of evidence that could go either way in this case. It's really, really spooky. That's all I could say. These were his best friends, but his best friends had made threats on his money. It's just so spooky, man. Yeah. I wouldn't want no issues. Joe Budden says 2 kids, but a lot of sons out there proud of y'all. Obviously, he's talking about Rory and Mal. They've been doing well on their podcast. They're outdoing Joe's numbers now. A lot of people are done with Joe and his ego. Rory and Mal kind of put it out there where it's like, how are you defending, other people that are getting improper splits like De La Soul and everything, yet you're messing over your own friends in business, That was a good point by Mal, and he's right. I mean, it's like, allegedly. Carl Crawford kind of told you about Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, think about it. Carl Crawford took Meg Thee Stallion in Houston, put millions of dollars behind her, put his people and his friends with her, and then the people that he put with her on the road got in her ear. She got on Rock Nation, like he thought they were just going to have a meeting at Rock Nation about, and just see the building and be affiliated and everything. And then we got, them leaving, them leaving Carl Crawford, the guy who put all that money up for Meg Thee Stallion. Isn't that crazy, So Meg Thee Stallion kind of like backstabbed him. She sent, before they even went to Rock Nation, she sent lawyers after him, And, if you put up millions of dollars, you're going to want that money back, right? Like the whole point is she signed to you and you get your money back, But anyways, this only comes up because she was going at the baby yesterday for being disloyal to her. She said, you should have had my side on the Tory thing. You shouldn't have even messed with him anymore. The baby's point is, I'm in the music business. I'm doing business, and I stay out of other people's business. I did tell him I didn't agree with how everything is going on that, but he can't really take a side because Tory's not guilty yet. It's not guilty till proven guilty, right? Nobody else is speaking in that car. There's inconsistencies in the whole story. We don't know what happened that night. Tory's not guilty yet. Let's just be honest. He hasn't gone to court and been found guilty. Until that happens and we see real evidence that says that he's guilty, I can't take a side. But she already has the public opinion because she just came out and said it, right? Weeks, months, a month after the fact, or 2 months after the fact, right? Then you got her with Cardi B, and then Nicki embraced her first. Then she did that song with Cardi B, and people asked her, well, did you okay it with Nicki? Because Nicki and Cardi don't really get along. And she said, I don't feel like I have to ask Nicki. That's their issue. It's not my business. I'm just in here to do business. And in this case, it applies to the DaBaby thing. You know why? Because Tory hasn't been found guilty. If he had been found guilty in court and then he did it, yeah, you could have your opinion about that and say, hey, you know what? That's messed up. But in this case, you can't, because You don't have the evidence. Nobody does. All you have is Meg accusing him months after the fact with different stories. It's been told 3 times, 3 different ways. Okay? And then you have Tory saying he's innocent. So it has to go to court. Evidence has to be presented. And honestly, Meg's friend isn't even friends with her anymore. And she was in the car. And if something happened to your friend, you would take her side against Tory and you would still be friends with her. Something weird happened that night, as we know. Anyways, that is it. We'll see. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I think Meg and Tory should both be silent on this until it goes to court. Then you can, you'll know what happened, and then you can make your judgments. But until then, it's one person's words against another with no evidence. That's my point. Anyways, guys, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I appreciate it. And my point is, I know I must say this before I get off. Some people will say, "What about your Meg got hurt underfoot?" But you don't know who had the weapon, and it was an accidental discharge with a ricochet because she was grazed because she was back on her feet within a few days. She was in pictures with Khaled. So it's a shame, and somebody could have gotten really hurt that night. They're actually very lucky, because they were all under the influence, and there was a weapon in the car. It's just messy, Everybody was wrong in that car as far as nobody was thinking. The security, he's hired for security and should have probably been the responsible one in the situation of not securing the weapon so nobody can touch it, But hindsight is always 20/20, so you can't really put the blame on anybody. This is Jordan Tower, JT News. Peace.